You want more sexual intimacy in your marriage, but knowing how to start can feel surprisingly complicated. You may worry that your spouse will say no, and you may not want them to feel pressured. Or maybe you simply don't know how to initiate without making the moment feel awkward.
For a lot of couples, initiating sex comes down to the same question. How do I let my spouse know I'm interested without making this weird? And you're not alone. 87% of the one family told us there has been a time when they struggled to initiate sex with their spouse.
Maybe one of you is almost always the initiator. Maybe you've been rejected before, so now you hesitate. Or maybe you're both tired, distracted, and waiting for the other person to make the first move. In this video, we're going to share some simple ways to initiate sex that can help you feel more confident, playful, and connected. And make sure you grab our free guide, The Top 10 Ways to Initiate Sex, using the link in the description below.
Before we get into the ideas, let's talk about why initiation matters. Your spouse needs to know that you desire them sexually. When you initiate, you're communicating more than I want to have sex. You're saying, I notice you. I'm attracted to you. I still want you.
All of that strengthens your sexual intimacy pillar. Sexual intimacy is the closest and connection you experience through your sexual relationship. It includes desire, affection, initiation, communication, pleasure, and feeling wanted by your spouse. And initiation doesn't have to look the same for every couple. In fact, it probably shouldn't. What feels exciting and inviting to one person may feel awkward or pressuring to someone else.
That's why the first idea is to talk about how each of you likes sex to be initiated. Ask your spouse, what helps you feel desired? Do you like direct words, playful hints, physical touch, or time to anticipate what's coming? And is there anything I do that makes initiation feel like pressure?
That conversation may not sound very romantic at first, but it can remove a lot of confusion. Instead of guessing, you begin to understand the words, touches, and actions that help your spouse feel desired and aroused.
The next idea is simple. Send a flirty text during the day. It doesn't have to be graphic. You could say, I've been thinking about you. I can't wait to be alone with you tonight. Or maybe you looked really good when you left this morning.
Mm. A message like that creates anticipation. It lets your spouse know that sexual intimacy is already on your mind before you're both exhausted and climbing into bed. Another idea is to create a code between the two of you. Maybe it's a word, an emoji, or a certain phrase that says, I'm in the mood.
A code can make initiation feel playful and private. It also gives your spouse a clear signal without requiring a long or uncomfortable conversation in the moment. Another way to initiate is through intentional touch. Give your spouse a massage. Use lotion or massage oil. Slow down and let the touch be the invitation.
That's so good. Remember, not every touch has to become sexual. That needs to be clear in your marriage. But when you've both communicated that the massage is an invitation, it can be a relaxed and enjoyable way to begin. You can also initiate by taking a shower together, wash each other's bodies, be playful, enjoy being physically close without rushing through the moment.
Another option is to undress your spouse. This can be especially meaningful when you slow down, make eye contact, and let them know that you're enjoying them. And here's one that may sound obvious, but many couples avoid it. Just tell your spouse what you want.
You can say, I want you tonight, or I'd love to make love with you, or would you be interested in having sex later? See, being direct does not mean that you have to be demanding. You can communicate desire while still giving your spouse room to respond honestly.
That distinction matters. An invitation says, I desire you and I care about how you're feeling. Pressure says, my desire matters more than your experience. Healthy initiation includes both confidence and consideration.
It's also important to talk about what happens when the answer is no. Rejection can feel deeply personal, especially when it happens repeatedly. But sometimes no means I'm exhausted, I'm distracted, my body doesn't feel good, or I need emotional connection first.
Instead of immediately shutting down, ask, is there another time that would work better? That gives your spouse the opportunity to suggest another time rather than leaving the conversation with a vague rejection. And when possible, follow through on the new time you agree on.
Another simple way to initiate is to say yes enthusiastically when your spouse begins hinting. Sometimes initiation doesn't fail because no one started, it fails because the other person didn't recognize or respond to the invitation. Pay attention to the subtle ways your spouse reaches for you.
That might be an extra long kiss, a playful comment, a certain look, or the way they touch you when you walk past. The more you recognize and respond to those moments, the easier initiation becomes for the both of you.
Initiating sex doesn't have to be elaborate or perfectly timed, and it doesn't have to sound like something that you saw in a movie. It simply needs to communicate, I desire you and I want to connect with you.
So this week, have a conversation about initiation. Ask each other what makes you feel wanted, what makes you feel pressured, and what kind of invitation you respond best to. Then choose one new way to initiate. Send the text, use the code, offer the massage, or simply tell your spouse what you want.
And remember, initiation affects more than your sexual intimacy pillar. See, feeling desired can strengthen your emotional intimacy. Clear communication can build trust, and playful anticipation can help you feel closer throughout the day.
If you're new here, we're Tony and Elisa DiLorenzo, creators of the 6 Pillars of Intimacy. Make sure to grab our free marriage guide, The Top 10 Ways to Initiate Sex, using the link in the description below. It will give you even more practical ideas to help you initiate with confidence and strengthen your sexual intimacy pillar. And if you like this video, share it with your spouse. We'll see you next time. Love you guys.